The first step in achieving more with less effort is to focus on your strengths. Think of it this way: each of us has unique talents and skills, things we're naturally good at. Instead of spreading yourself thin trying to excel at everything, ask yourself, what do I do best? By leaning into your natural abilities, you align with what comes easily to you, and that's not laziness, it's efficiency. Embrace simplicity. In our fast-paced world, we often get caught up in the idea that more is better, more steps, more information, more tasks. But too much clutter only drains our energy. When we eliminate what isn't essential, we make room for what truly matters. Simplifying our lives and our work enables us to focus and perform with clarity. Let's also consider the power of consistency over intensity. Many people think that in order to see results, they have to push themselves to the limit. But the truth is, steady, small efforts often produce greater results over time than sporadic bursts of energy. If you do a little bit every day, that effort compounds. You'll find yourself making strides without feeling burned out. Another key to achieving more with less is mindful planning. Before diving into your day, take a moment to align your tasks with your energy and focus levels. When you tackle what's most important at your peak times, you're not just working, you're making an impact. This way, every action you take carries more weight. Remember the importance of self-belief. If you believe you need to work yourself to exhaustion to be successful, you'll always feel like you're falling short. But if you trust that you can make real progress through intentional, well-planned actions, you'll free yourself from that cycle of overexertion. Believe in the power of a focused, strategic approach. I invite you to adopt this mindset. Focus on your strengths, simplify where you can, stay consistent, plan mindfully, and trust in yourself. By doing so, you'll discover that you can indeed achieve more without needing to exhaust yourself. Thank you. Focusing on your strengths is one of the most powerful ways to achieve more with less effort. When we concentrate on what we're naturally good at, we align ourselves with a path that not only feels easier, but also tends to bring better results. This approach is about working in harmony with your inherent abilities, skills, and passions, which leads to a smoother journey toward your goals and a more fulfilling sense of accomplishment. Often people feel pressured to be good at everything. We're encouraged to improve in areas where we might not excel. And we try to close the gap in those weaknesses by putting in extra time and effort. While developing new skills can be beneficial, focusing too much on overcoming weaknesses can be exhausting and ineffective. The truth is, every single one of us has unique strengths, skills, talents, and ways of thinking that we naturally excel at, often with less effort than others might need to put in. When we focus our energy on these areas of strength, we can make significant progress without burning out or feeling overwhelmed. Imagine someone who is a natural communicator. They might find it easy to convey complex ideas in simple terms, making them great at teaching, presenting, or leading teams. When this person chooses to focus on roles or tasks that capitalize on this strength, they're likely to perform well with less stress and struggle than they would if they were trying to fit into a job that requires highly analytical, detail-oriented skills, which may not come as naturally to them. It doesn't mean they're incapable of analytical work, but it's likely to require more effort and result in less satisfaction. By focusing on communication, this person not only maximizes their effectiveness, but also finds more joy in their work. This idea of focusing on strengths applies to every area of life, whether personal or professional. In relationships, for example, if you are a naturally empathetic person, you'll likely find that connecting deeply with others is more fulfilling and comes more easily to you than if you were trying to be a disciplinarian or someone who constantly analyzes others' actions. By leaning into your empathy, you'll build stronger, more authentic connections, creating more impactful and lasting bonds without the struggle of trying to behave in ways that feel unnatural to you. An important part of focusing on your strengths is first identifying them. For some people, their strengths may be obvious. They might have always excelled in certain areas, received praise or recognition for specific talents, or felt drawn to certain activities that come naturally. For others, identifying strengths may require a bit more introspection or guidance. Think about activities you enjoy, where you feel in the zone and where time seems to fly by. Often, those moments of deep engagement and joy signal strength. Additionally, consider feedback from others who might notice things about you that you take for granted. Once you identify your strengths, find ways to build your day around them. This doesn't mean ignoring tasks or areas where you need to improve. It means strategically choosing to invest more time and energy into areas where you can truly shine. This shift has benefits beyond personal satisfaction. When you operate from a place of strength, you're likely to be more efficient, more innovative, and more resilient when challenges arise. This approach often leads to better results because you're engaged and motivated, rather than drained and frustrated. Think of your strengths as the foundation of your personal and professional life. When you play to your strengths, you'll find that everything flows more naturally. Projects that align with your abilities will require less time and less mental strain, allowing you to achieve more in a shorter amount of time. Furthermore, when you're consistently working within your strengths, you build confidence. Success in these areas reinforces your belief in your own capabilities, which can create a powerful cycle of confidence and achievement. It's also worth noting that focusing on your strengths doesn't just benefit you, it can benefit those around you. If you're part of a team, being open about your strengths allows others to lean on you in areas where you excel, creating a stronger, more balanced team dynamic. In turn, you can also look to others to lead in areas where they are stronger, building a collaborative environment that capitalizes on everyone's best abilities. This approach maximizes efficiency, reduces unnecessary stress, and leads to better outcomes overall. Ultimately, focusing on your strengths is a form of self-respect. It's a way of honoring what you bring to the table and recognizing that your unique skills are valuable. It's about working in harmony with who you are, not trying to mold yourself into something you're not. When you focus on your strengths, you're not only setting yourself up for greater success, but you're also opening the door to a more joyful, energized, and meaningful journey. This path, rooted in alignment and authenticity, allows you to achieve more without the constant, draining effort of trying to be someone you're not. Embrace your strengths and let them lead the way, and you'll find that the journey to your goals becomes not only more effective, but also more enjoyable. Embracing simplicity is an essential step towards achieving more with less effort. In our world, we're often encouraged to take on as much as possible more projects, more goals, more responsibilities. While ambition is valuable, too much complexity in our lives can actually become a hindrance. Complexity creates mental clutter, which leads to stress, confusion, and ultimately inefficiency. By embracing simplicity, we gain the clarity we need to focus on what truly matters, allowing us to make better decisions, complete tasks more efficiently, and enjoy a more balanced life. Simplifying starts with being intentional about what we allow into our lives. Many of us have a tendency to say yes to every opportunity, request, or new idea, thinking that it will somehow lead to greater success or happiness. However, this mindset often results in a schedule that's filled to the brim, leaving little room for what really counts. When we embrace simplicity, we take a step back and examine all the commitments we've made. We look at each one critically, asking ourselves, is this truly adding value to my life? Is it helping me move closer to my goals? If the answer is no, then it might be time to let it go. By removing unnecessary obligations, we create more space for meaningful pursuits, making it easier to focus and excel in the areas that matter most. Another important aspect of simplicity is decluttering our environment. Our surroundings can have a profound effect on our mindset and productivity. When we're surrounded by clutter, it's challenging to think clearly or feel at ease. Physical clutter has a way of becoming mental clutter. A desk full of papers, gadgets, and other distractions can create a sense of overwhelm before we even begin working. Taking the time to organize and simplify our physical space can help us feel more focused and ready to tackle the day. By keeping only the essentials within reach, we reduce distractions, allowing our minds to concentrate more fully on the tasks at hand. This seemingly small shift can lead to big gains in productivity. Simplifying isn't limited to physical clutter, it also applies to how we organize our thoughts and tasks. Many people operate under the misconception that multitasking is an efficient way to get things done. However, science shows that multitasking actually diminishes productivity and increases errors. When we're constantly shifting between tasks, our brains become scattered, and we lose focus. Embracing simplicity in our approach to work means prioritizing one thing at a time, putting our full attention into it, and then moving on to the next. This approach, known as single tasking, is incredibly effective. By simplifying our approach in this way, we're able to complete each task more quickly and with greater accuracy, leading to a sense of accomplishment rather than frustration. Simplicity also means setting realistic goals. Sometimes we overcomplicate our lives by setting too many or overly ambitious goals, believing that aiming high will lead to better results. However, this approach can easily lead to burnout and discouragement. Instead, setting a few clear, achievable goals allows us to make steady progress without overwhelming ourselves. When we achieve these goals, we build confidence and momentum, which helps us tackle larger aspirations over time. With a simplified goal-setting approach, we're more likely to stay motivated and experience a sense of fulfillment rather than feeling constantly pressured. An often overlooked aspect of simplicity is learning to streamline our communication. In today's digital world, we're bombarded with messages from all directions: emails, social media, texts, and calls. Constantly responding to these interruptions not only drains our time, but also makes it difficult to focus on deeper work. Embracing simplicity means setting boundaries around communication. For example, we might choose specific times of the day to check and respond to messages instead of allowing them to interrupt our flow. By simplifying our approach to communication, we regain control over our time and preserve our energy for more important tasks. Embracing simplicity is about practicing mindfulness and staying present. When we live in a state of constant busyness, it's easy to get swept away by a cycle of doing, and more doing. But when we're mindful, we become more attuned to the present moment, which allows us to appreciate our experiences more deeply. Instead of rushing through tasks, we take the time to do them with care and attention. This mindful approach enhances the quality of our work and our lives. By being fully present in whatever we're doing, we find that we accomplish more with less strain and greater satisfaction. In a world that often values speed, ambition, and complexity, choosing simplicity can feel countercultural, even radical. Yet this choice brings us closer to achieving a balanced and fulfilling life. When we let go of what's unnecessary and focus on what truly matters, we unlock our potential to accomplish more with less effort. We gain clarity, focus, and peace of mind, all of which contribute to a higher quality of life and work. By embracing simplicity, we're not limiting ourselves, we're empowering ourselves to achieve greater things in a way that's both sustainable and rewarding. Setting clear and realistic goals is an essential practice for achieving more with less effort. When you set specific, attainable goals, you create a path forward that isn't only efficient, but also aligned with what you truly want to accomplish. This clarity minimizes wasted effort and maximizes focus, leading to higher productivity and a greater sense of purpose. Clear goals also act as a map. They help you stay on track and keep moving in the right direction without getting sidetracked by distractions or unnecessary detours. To begin, setting goals that are clear means knowing precisely what you want to achieve. Vague intentions like "I want to be successful" or "I want to improve" don't give you a clear direction. Instead, define exactly what success or improvement looks like for you. For instance, if you want to become healthier, a clear goal could be, "I want to exercise for 30 minutes, 5 days a week." This specificity gives you a concrete target to aim for, which in turn makes it easier to take actionable steps. When you know exactly what you want, each day becomes an opportunity to move closer to that goal in measurable ways. Realistic goals, on the other hand, are grounded in what's achievable given your current circumstances, resources, and commitments. Sometimes, in our excitement to make big changes, we set overly ambitious goals that end up becoming a source of stress rather than motivation. By setting realistic goals, you acknowledge your current limitations while still pushing yourself to grow. This doesn't mean setting the bar low, it means finding that balance where your goal is challenging enough to inspire you, but still attainable enough to prevent burnout or frustration. For example, if you're a beginner learning a new skill, it's more realistic to aim for consistent practice rather than mastery within a short period. Once you have clear and realistic goals, breaking them down into smaller, manageable steps is key. Large goals can feel overwhelming and, as a result, discourage us from taking action. But when you break them down into smaller tasks, each step becomes more approachable, building momentum as you go. Imagine that your goal is to write a book. Instead of thinking about the overwhelming task of completing the entire book, you might start with writing a chapter outline or setting a daily word count. These smaller, bite-sized steps make the overall goal less intimidating, allowing you to make progress steadily without feeling overwhelmed. Tracking your progress is another critical aspect of achieving more with less effort. By regularly reviewing where you stand with respect to your goals, you can see how far you've come and identify any adjustments needed to stay on track. Tracking progress also provides motivation. Each time you see a task checked off your list or see yourself closer to your goal, it reinforces your commitment and boosts your confidence. When you notice that you're making headway, you're more likely to keep going, reducing the effort required to maintain motivation. Flexibility is also an important part of goal setting. Sometimes unexpected obstacles or changes in priorities may require you to adjust your goals. Embracing flexibility doesn't mean abandoning your goals, rather, it's about adapting to circumstances and finding new ways to achieve what matters most to you. For example, if you set a goal to run 5 days a week but find yourself struggling due to a busy schedule, you might adapt by incorporating shorter runs or finding other forms of exercise. This flexibility helps maintain momentum, allowing you to make adjustments without losing sight of your ultimate objective. When setting goals, it's also important to consider both short-term and long-term objectives. Short-term goals provide immediate targets that can be achieved relatively quickly, which helps maintain motivation and provides a sense of accomplishment. These smaller goals are like stepping stones that bring you closer to your larger long-term goals. For instance, if your long-term goal is to advance in your career, short-term goals could include taking on new responsibilities, improving specific skills, networking within your field. Each short-term achievement builds toward the larger goal, making the journey manageable and rewarding. Visualization can further enhance your focus and commitment to your goals. When you picture yourself achieving a goal, you strengthen your belief in its possibility and cultivate a positive mindset. Visualizing your goals helps create a mental image of success, reinforcing your drive to reach that outcome. If you're aiming to complete a marathon, for example, visualizing yourself crossing the finish line can inspire you to train with dedication. This mental exercise reduces the perceived effort required by building your emotional connection to the goal. Celebrating each achievement along the way is essential. Recognizing your progress doesn't just boost your motivation, it provides a sense of joy and accomplishment that fuels further efforts. Each milestone, no matter how small, deserves acknowledgement. Celebrations can take many forms, from simple moments of reflection to more tangible rewards. By celebrating progress, you make the process enjoyable, which in turn keeps you energized and committed to moving forward. In summary, setting clear and realistic goals lays the groundwork for achieving more with less effort. When you know exactly what you want, believe it's attainable, and take practical steps to reach it, you simplify the path forward and reduce unnecessary strain. You're no longer scattering your energy across undefined desires or unrealistic ambitions. Instead, you're working purposefully, efficiently, and with an enduring sense of direction. This approach doesn't only increase productivity, but also brings fulfillment, making the journey to success both manageable and meaningful. Developing efficient habits is one of the most powerful ways to achieve more with less effort. Habits are the small actions we perform consistently, often without much thought, yet they have a profound impact on our lives. When we cultivate habits that support our goals, they become like an autopilot system, propelling us forward without requiring as much conscious effort each day. Instead of relying solely on motivation or willpower, which can be inconsistent, we use habits to build a steady, dependable foundation for success. The beauty of habits is in their efficiency. By consistently performing small actions, we make progress almost automatically, gradually building momentum over time. Imagine the habit of setting aside just 15 minutes a day to work on a specific project or skill. At first, it may seem like a minor commitment. But over weeks and months, this small, consistent effort compounds, resulting in significant progress. This gradual approach requires less energy and feels more manageable than trying to tackle the entire goal in one go. Small, consistent actions allow us to avoid burnout and maintain a steady pace, making the journey more sustainable. One of the most powerful habits to develop is setting aside focused time blocks for important tasks. Our attention spans are often interrupted by notifications, emails, or other distractions which scatter our focus and diminish productivity. By committing to a focused time block, say 30 or 45 minutes without interruptions, we create a space where we can dive deeply into our work. During these blocks, we are fully present, allowing us to work more effectively and accomplish more in less time. After a focused block, taking a short break can help refresh our minds, making it easier to return to our tasks with renewed energy. Efficient habits also involve planning and prioritization. One simple habit that can dramatically increase productivity is taking a few minutes each day to plan and prioritize tasks. By identifying the top 3 tasks for the day and focusing on completing them first, we ensure that we're always working on the most impactful activities. This approach, often called the rule of 3, helps us avoid spending time on low-priority tasks and keeps us aligned with our goals. When we start each day with clarity on what matters most, we can dive into our tasks with purpose, reducing wasted effort and indecision. Developing habits that support physical and mental well-being is also essential for achieving more with less effort. Our bodies and minds are the engines that drive our productivity, so nurturing them is crucial. Simple habits like getting regular exercise, eating nutritious foods, and getting enough sleep provide the energy and focus needed to stay productive throughout the day. For example, the habit of a short morning exercise routine can boost mood, improve focus, and increase stamina, setting a positive tone for the day. These health-supporting habits enhance our ability to work efficiently, ensuring that we're not only accomplishing more but doing so in a sustainable way. Another valuable habit is practicing reflection and continuous improvement. Taking time at the end of each week to reflect on what went well, what challenges arose, and what can be improved helps us stay adaptable. This habit allows us to learn from our experiences and refine our approach, making it easier to overcome obstacles and work smarter, not harder. Through reflection, we can identify inefficient habits or routines that may be holding us back and replace them with more effective ones. This process of continuous improvement prevents stagnation and helps us become more resilient and adaptable over time. A critical component of efficiency is learning to say no to distractions or unimportant tasks. Many of us fall into the habit of saying yes to everything, from additional work responsibilities to social events, out of a desire to please others or avoid missing out. However, this habit can lead to overwhelm, scattering our focus and leaving little time for our personal goals. Developing the habit of setting boundaries and saying no when necessary protects our time and energy for the things that truly matter. This simple shift allows us to concentrate on our highest priorities, making it easier to achieve more without stretching ourselves too thin. Automating repetitive tasks is another habit that can save time and effort. In both our personal and professional lives, there are often activities we perform over and over and over again, checking emails, sorting files, or updating information. By identifying these repetitive tasks and finding ways to automate them, we free up time for more valuable activities. Automation might include setting up email filters, using productivity apps, or even creating templates for frequently used documents. This habit reduces the mental load of performing mundane tasks, allowing us to focus on higher-level work that drives us toward our goals. Efficient habits also include cultivating a mindset of progress rather than perfection. Many people delay taking action because they're waiting for the perfect moment or fear making mistakes. This mindset can lead to procrastination and missed opportunities. By developing the habit of starting small and learning as we go, we embrace progress over perfection. Each step we take, however small, moves us closer to our goals, and the habit of taking action, even imperfectly, helps us achieve more over time with less worry and stress.